Welcome to Different Walks, Different Talks. Okay guys, so today we have episode 20 and we have three guests. We have Michael G, our recurring guest, and then our two new guests is Hank and Tarun. If we want to just quickly introduce ourselves,
Okay,
I'll go first, I guess. Okay, I'm Angus. You guys know me. I'm like the host of this podcast. Michael, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Michael. I was here a few episodes ago if you want to check that out, and you'll learn a lot about me over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Tarun. I'm a friend of Angus's from his school.
Yep.
And yeah.
My name is Hank, and my actual name is actually Kihan, but everyone calls me Hank because it's just a nickname. And I'm also Angus's friend.
All right. Do you guys want to talk about like a little bit like when you were growing up and your growing up journey and how it was?
Okay, I'll start it off because I feel like he has a lot more to say than me.
Yeah.
So basically, I was born in a hospital called Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto. And at that time, I think my parents, they were living in like someone else's basement. Like it was more
We have family friends
industrial
with us,
Canada at the time, less industrial. So a lot of people, when they first immigrants, they came, they used to live in other people's basements. So I think my parents did that at first. And then after that, we moved to an apartment in Mississauga. So I lived there till I was about like maybe 3 or 4, right before I started kindergarten. And then after that, I moved to Milton on a street called Tonelli Lane. I still remember that street.
You remember this street?
Okay, yeah. I even remember.
He even remembers the hospital that he was born at.
Too much
I even remember the house number, but I won't say that. Okay, so yeah, I was raised in Milton, starting in kindergarten. So when I was 4, and I was there until I was about 10, grade 5, grade 4, and then from there was when I moved to the Burlington Waterdown area. So I actually live on the border of Burlington and Waterdown, so like the end of Burlington,
you live over there.
beginning of Waterdown, yeah.
Oh.
And I forgot to say, when I was in Milton, I went to a private school, so yeah,
private
but then I left. And then when I first moved to the place I'm at right now, I actually first started off at a public school in Waterdown. I didn't actually go to a Burlington school because my family, they wanted to cut costs and they just wanted to go to a public school. And we had a family friend at that public school already. So they felt like it was pretty convenient because after we finished school, I would just go back to his house. We'd walk to his house and they would not have to use transportation as much.
Was it a high school public school? Was it a middle school?
No, it was just from like a kindergarten to grade 8, like that kind of just regular school.
And what about private school? Did you like private school or no?
Private school, I feel like I like private school more because the thing is, when there's less people, it's kind of easier to make connections and actually have easier time to make friends. And also in terms of education, I felt I learned a lot more and a lot better in a private school setting.
Up until what grade you were at private school?
Okay, so until grade 4, then I moved to public. But now I'm going to go back to private school after 2 years in the public school. So this is around grade 6, grade 7. I went back to private school. And I was there until grade 7, and then COVID hit, of course. And then right before COVID hit, actually, we moved back to that public school because a private school during COVID time, it's very hard to have like those online features because it's just one school that's going to be running all the Microsoft Teams and all the going-ons of the online meetings and all that. When you're in a public school, like I'm sure many of you know, the board actually will run its own online school
So it's already set up, basically.
So it's already set up. So that's why I was actually part of the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board in like grade 7, 8. I was doing online fully. I never went to school in grade 7, 8 ever since COVID started. And then only in grade 9, I started up again in this Burlington High School Assumption.
So did you know anyone coming into Assumption?
I knew.
What?
Okay, I knew like 3 people who were in the year above us, who were born in 2006. I knew Dennis, who was a family friend, and I knew 2 people from my earlier private school in Burlington, which I attended.
I didn't know that. I thought you came from like a school in the district.
No, I knew no one from our year.
Did you do any sports back then? And like those
I played. Oh yeah, when I was younger, I used to play soccer, and I played at like a rep level, so like above a house league level. Until about, I would say like grade 6. Right before COVID. The year before COVID is when I stopped because we were moving again. So it was kind of hard to have that commitment when you're at the higher level, when you're moving around a lot.
Now you're
and
washed.
also
Now you're washed.
Okay, so there's a disclaimer. He's terrible at soccer. It's more ironic coming from this. But yeah, I think I'll stop there for now.
Yeah.
Hank, do you want to talk about your childhood?
What do you think about the teachers though? Like the teachers in the public school right now that
I feel like they're pretty similar in regard to like the way they act. I don't think there's actually like any difference between a teacher in a public school and a teacher in a private school. Like they sort of act the same way. They're sort of it's just a different setting and what they're doing.
Wait,
of course, yeah, you can go ahead.
So were you in private online?
No.
You switched
I switched to the public school right before COVID started.
That was good to go get switched. Did you know going into COVID they have it set up so you switched to public school? Is that why you switched?
Yeah, that was mainly a reason. And right before COVID started, actually, like at that time, we actually was in China and Australia.
Oh, really?
Wait, on vacation?
What?
Yeah.
You can just pop this out of nowhere. Hold on, what? You went to China?
You were in China when
I was
COVID
in
started.
Shanghai. We were mainly in Australia and New Zealand.
What? Wait, you went to New Zealand?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
He's been everywhere.
Wait, you've been everywhere too.
I didn't even
Hold
know
on,
this.
tell
You
us about this journey.
Okay, should I talk about it later?
Yeah, talk about this. Talk
Right
about this.
now?
Go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm interested.
So, grade 7, this was right around Christmas time, a little before. My family wanted to do a trip, and my mom's sister and her family, they live in Australia. So we were, and my grandmother, my mom's mom, was also with them at the time. So we were like, okay, let's go to Australia. But we also wanted to go to New Zealand because our family friend, my dad and mom had a family friend back in Kuwait when they lived in the Middle East. They had a family friend from there who lives in New Zealand now. So we wanted to also visit them. And of course, New Zealand and Australia are very close to each other.
Yeah.
So we first went to New Zealand. We spent some time with them. And we also...
How did you like New Zealand? Was the scenery
It was very, very peaceful. I was expecting a lot of like buildings and more like Canada at this time.
Yeah, New Zealand is
very much...
It's very hobbits. It's very like Lord of the Rings.
It's very much like a village vibe, kind of.
Like Minecraft Village is basically what New Zealand is like. Picture like yourself going around in Minecraft and now everything is rolly hills.
There's no high rise?
No, there's no high rise. You know there's no highways?
No,
you know, right? There's no highways. The only highway is 2 lanes. One there, one back.
The roads are very empty.
The roads are empty.
No one drives.
No one's there. You'll be scared to be driving at night because there's no one. And, like,
no lights?
And so, no lights either.
Yeah, no lights. That's scary.
So everyone lives so far away from each other.
Yeah. There's like small local cities, right? But like where I lived, Hamilton, that's like Burlington. And that's like a big city in New Zealand.
Yeah. I was in Auckland. That's where our family friends were. So
like Mississauga will be one of the biggest cities in New Zealand. What? Is to put it in perspective, is how empty the country is.
That's just because like why they don't build.
There's not much people there. Not much people there, and it's a nice, peaceful place.
Yeah. So we were in New Zealand, and when we were there, we also did some sightseeing. So we saw.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Yeah. So pardon?
Rotorua.
Yes.
No way! No way!
Yeah, that was like
way.
We stayed in a hotel there. I remember. It was
the sulfurous smell. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my, that's so crazy.
The geysers and all
that.
Yes.
We've been to the exact same spot in New Zealand. Did you go to the redwood trees?
Yeah. We saw the redwood trees.
Oh my god.
There was also a tour guide there. I remember. It's like kind of a faint memory. I'm just like recalling it back because I was in like grade 7.
It's such a weird feeling that I was there so many times with friends, but Tarun was also there at one point in his life. And we've been to the exact same spot, but now I come to Canada and I know Tarun. That's a weird feeling.
Yeah, so that's one, the Rotorua Islands. And all
Do you remember Hamilton Gardens? That's like one of the most famous ones in New Zealand. Hamilton Gardens.
I don't think I went there. I know I went to, you know where like Lord of the Rings was filmed?
I never actually been to the cinema.
Yeah, I was there. So it's pretty much like, it's like a lot of like greenery, and it's like these little like houses where they filmed Lord of the Rings. It's sort of like a very famous tour attraction.
Yeah, in the Hobbit, they go into the.
They have like these tiny houses.
The round circles.
I never watched like the round holes.
Yeah. The round circle doors that are in the hills. You know what I mean?
Really short.
Yeah.
That's common infrastructure in New Zealand.
No. That's just a side street.
That's just because it was like filmed. Like it was like the Hobbit or little.
So they built that.
Yeah. It was where it was filmed. So
just like how they built the Minecraft set.
So we went there, and then I think
was that filmed in New Zealand as well?
The Minecraft, really?
Yeah, it was filmed.
What?
Yeah. That's why I was getting so much nostalgia when they were driving down the roads in the Minecraft movie, because it was like the same type of highways I was driving on, and the houses all the same.
Okay, so that's pretty much all I can remember right now that I did in sightseeing in New Zealand. Then from there we went to Australia. That one was more like family time. Because my aunt and her family.
How was the sights in Australia?
So in Australia, the one place we did go to was the Opera House, of course, which is like the famous thing. So I'm gonna be honest, I actually didn't like it very much.
Why?
Because I actually thought there was more inside, but as the name says, it's an opera house. There's not much to see besides.
It was like a museum theme.
Yeah, I thought that, I don't know, but the opera house is in like some sort of like plaza area where you can do like boat rides around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you can do all that and actually go to different places. I actually like that part. The opera house in itself, I didn't like very much, but
was there a lot of venomous spiders or snakes you saw?
Oh yes, the biggest.
Everyone's scared of.
I actually never saw.
Wait, New Zealand doesn't have that, or no?
New Zealand has nothing.
What?
They don't even have squirrels. I'll get into that later.
There's no squirrels.
There's nothing in New Zealand. There's only like.
We didn't see any snakes.
No, I actually never saw any
animals.
But I feel like it's because of the area.
Because you were in the most urban area.
And the house that they were living in at the time was just being built.
Yeah.
So I feel like the bugs wouldn't be more.
Oh, that's true.
A lot of times.
They won't be in the urban area.
They wouldn't be in that urban area.
Yeah, exactly.
And how did you guys go to China?
Okay, yeah. So let me get into that. So it was still Christmas time by the time we were done. By the time our like visa or whatever in Australia ended.
Oh, right.
So we had one more place to go, and our transit flight back home was into Shanghai in China.
So it stopped.
We actually stayed there for a weekend only. Not too long.
Nice. Yeah,
but what we did there was I'll first talk about the airport. The airport, I think it's my favorite airport that I ever went to in my life.
Shanghai Airport.
Really? Shanghai Airport.
What about it?
Okay, so number one, the food there was so good that a lot of airports.
Wait, were you not scared of your peanut allergy? Because in China, I feel like that's
peanut
all the time. How did you survive that?
I don't know. I feel like I was less aware at the time. Yeah, but maybe my parents, they probably were probably telling all those like
and
different.
the food you really like.
Yeah, they're probably telling all those different food vendors to not put peanuts.
Especially in the airport, they all speak.
But what I do remember was the washroom, because the washrooms. Those were the first time I ever saw washrooms like that could actually have like different buttons on the side. They could like spray all.
Wait, what? The bidet was in China?
Yeah, it's in the Shanghai airport.
I never thought of
it. It's in like the urbanized areas.
Yeah.
Does it talk to you like in videos?
Yes. It was like speaking to me in Chinese. But no, there was a button where you could change the language to English. So then it was talking to me in English.
Wait, when was this? What year was this?
This is when I was in grade. Okay, so 2019.
Wow,
late 2019.
Yeah, back in those times.
That's almost COVID though.
That is COVID.
Well, did they know about COVID yet or no?
No.
Yeah.
It was just when COVID started. Oh, we didn't get it. Somehow we didn't even get it.
This was Christmas break?
Yeah.
This was Christmas break.
Yeah, so COVID was March.
So coming back, everyone was scared
when we were in China, it was like a little after New Year's.
Yeah.
So 2020 New Year's.
So 2 months later, COVID shut down.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. I still don't know how we didn't get it. But
how did it feel like going into Shanghai? Was it like really weird? Because like you go in there, all you see is Chinese people. Because for me, that felt weird when I went back to China.
Actually,
here you see white people, you see different races. You go back to China, all you see is Chinese people.
See American person surprises you.
Yeah, it's so surprising to see one white guy.
In Wuhan, like one time I randomly saw this like white dude.
Yeah.
And then we were talking, and I was like, I've never seen a white dude in China my entire life.
It's kind of like that in the Asian, like even in India. Like I went there a while ago, but you'll never see like anyone that's not.
That's not like the race.
You'll see like maybe the one odd one out.
Yeah.
So Shanghai.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember much about Shanghai. I was there for like 3 days. We went to like some city. There was like some big tower that we saw. I think it's Shanghai Tower. Maybe?
Yeah, it's I don't know the name.
I don't know.
I know it's a pretty tall tower.
I heard about that.
Yeah, there's this big tower.
It looks kind of like the CN Tower. It's structured the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks like the CN Tower exactly.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, and after that we just went back to Canada.
Okay.
And,
that's a cool story. I would never have known to know.
Was international.
Until this podcast. Like, do you want to say your story, which is like the biggest story, or do you want me to go first?
I can say mine.
Okay, you go ahead.
So I was born in Wuhan.
Yeah. Where COVID also originated.
Wait. And I live in Wuhan. I was actually born in Chengdu. Actually, I misspoke.
How far?
You're born in Chengdu?
Yeah, Chengdu. It's like
it's
like 4 hours away by train.
That's a fair while.
It's pretty far away. And we moved to Wuhan because of my dad's job. And when I started living in Wuhan, right? I don't really remember like what happened when I was young, but I know I went to like an international preschool and kindergarten in order for me to train my English.
Yeah, me too.
And then it was around like first grade, actually way before first grade. It's like a little bit before first grade when I started developing like health problems. A little from
what?
The Chinese pollution.
Wait, was
the Chinese
Wuhan the
fog.
worst though?
No, Wuhan wasn't the worst, but it was still pretty bad there.
Wait, it's bad everywhere.
Let me just cut you off real quick. So this is like 2008, 2009. They had preschools that actually taught.
Yeah, wait,
yeah.
China was so developed at that
Yeah,
time.
I had that too. I'll talk about it.
And there was like American teachers. I remember.
American.
I didn't have that level. You must have had a nice one.
I had an American teacher that taught
My one is we just did English as a subject.
and then I had to like go through stuff to access like YouTube so that I can watch like Minecraft videos.
It's
Wait, already?
Wait,
Back in when? Back in
How-
when?
how-
No, that was after grade 1. Like that was after I went to like the US for the first time.
Okay.
Because I went to kindergarten. It was all in China, and then once I developed health problems, I went to this place called Sanya. In
Wait, no. Talk about your health problems first. Like, what were they? Were they bad?
Oh yeah,
How did you get it?
it's like
how bad did it get?
it was getting pretty bad. Like I was coughing, like I couldn't stop coughing. The coughing just never.
Was it like
went
your
away.
lungs? Or you said it was your heart.
Yeah, it was my lungs, and then it slowly developed in my heart because
what?
my lungs, like I couldn't breathe that well anymore because of the
the same
pollution.
thing as you. What the heck?
And then like I couldn't run properly, and then I got like heart problems. But this is what I got to check up. Like I went to checkups like really often. I had to take like IV drips and all of that.
Yeah, me too.
And it was like when I started developing heart problems, like the doctor said that we moved to this place called Sanya. It's like the only place in China that didn't have pollution.
That's where my mom is
And
from.
it's
The very
yeah.
bottom island of China. So the island, like China owns a big land, right? There's an island they also own called Hainan Island.
Oh, yeah.
And Sanya is at the
Separated
very
by
bottom.
water? Like, there's
very bottom.
yeah,
It's a full island. It's a full island. There's no bridge. There's no bridge. It's a full island.
Only play.
Yeah.
And Sanya is at the very bottom of the island, so it's untouched. It's like next to
But
the
did
ocean.
your friends have health issues too?
Some I don't think so because
No.
For
Me and
me-
Hank just got caught the
Yeah.
same thing.
for me and Angus, we just had it for some reason, and a lot of people didn't get it. Like they're living
Yeah.
fine.
But you know
sure
what?
a lot of
This
other kids got
I'll tell you
too.
one thing. I'll tell you one thing. So grade 1, right? All the kids are playing around, right?
Yeah.
No glasses. Some kids they have glasses when they're born. They have glasses, right? There's 2 kids probably in the class of 40. Our class is like 40 people a class.
So 2 kids
Yeah.
have bad vision.
Then you go grade by grade by grade by grade. You get to grade like 5. Every person has glasses. Is that true in your place?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
And
Every kid has glasses.
But you
the
didn't.
higher stages, the more people have glasses.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I guess it's because
Loses
they
over
use
time.
their eyes so much for
Yeah,
studying,
yeah.
like,
Because you're
they
studying
play.
from 7 to 5 p.m. 7 a.m. to
Oh
5
my
p.m. is
god!
average school
Like,
day.
after Sanya, after that time, we lived there for like 6 months. I went to international school, and then I met a lot of people there. There was actually a ton of like
International kids?
international people there. Like I met a lot of people, and all my teachers were basically from
Wait,
America,
how old were
Europe.
Yeah, how old were you?
I think this was after grade 1, actually.
So you were in China. You lived in
Oh.
China until grade 1.
My thing is way
Yeah.
different from yours. though.
Okay, I lived in China in grade 1, right? I went to US for 1 year, and that for
Where,
one school
where
year.
US?
Florida,
Florida.
Miami. I was straight in Miami.
Wait, so when did you move to the U.S.? So you went to Sanya, and did you go from Sanya to the U.S.?
I think Sanya was after.
Sanya was after the U.S.?
Yeah.
So you
when
went to
did
the
you-
U.S., you came back, and then you went to Sanya.
Yeah, because we went to the US. It was my brother was to have my brother born in the US.
Oh,
then-
right. So you cleansed
yeah.
the thing automatically.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
smart.
so
It's like how Ash was born in Germany.
yeah. So when my brother was born, I had to take school there. Obviously, I went to like this private school
Yeah,
in Miami, and
that's sick.
the school was actually so huge. That school.
Oh yeah, U.S. schools.
And
are so-
everyone there was so rich.
Was
bro.
it
Like,
an outdoor school? And you know how you see some outdoor schools?
Yeah, like my...
I don't know. I can't remember correctly, but I know that the school was like from preschool all the way to grade 12. So like there was a lot of people. In there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you went from there, and then you went back to Sanya.
No, we went back to China first.
Oh, right, yeah. Huh.
So I went to international school in China when I went back as well.
Wow,
And,
you moved a lot.
Bro, you have a lot of good schools in life, bro.
And that school, I think that school was when I started developing health problems. It
Also,
wasn't
it was
a-
after that.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
so
after the US.
Oh, so
yeah.
you probably
So
got
how
adopted
old-
to the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
it.
But how long were you in US? Like, man.
Like 1 school year. Like we
One
after
school year,
summer
oh.
we just went back.
Yeah.
Did I mention that all the people there were so rich? Like I went to
Yeah,
the guy's
you did.
birthday party,
Yeah.
and this house was so cute, bro.
Did they have like an elevator or
No,
something?
they had like this dance floor on their backyard and the huge swimming pool and like everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Miami, bro. Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah,
Miami,
right, you're
I mean,
right.
back then houses were actually really cheap.
Cheap,
Yeah,
yeah.
For $1 million, you could get like this huge
Yeah.
mansion.
Yeah, right.
And the houses here, they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So good.
Even now, U.S. the house prices are way better than
Yeah.
Some states,
like
are
Texas. They're so
Texas
cheap.
is cheap.
I have a cousin there, yeah,
Mhm.
and their house.
And
Like,
now after grade 1, we went back to China, and I went to international school, right? And then I think that was actually when I started developing like my health problems.
Mm.
So
In Wuhan still?
and then we went to Sanya.
Yeah.
How
For
long
like
did you
6
stay for
months.
Sanya? 6 months?
Yeah, it was for like more than half a school year because it was in the start of the school year when I was in like grade 3 or 2 when I started developing the health problems, so we had to move. And then my dad was doing all this visa stuff to get us back into the US because like since we were in Sanya already, we would rather go to the US anyway. So we went to the US again. I think for grade 5, grade 4, and then every summer we had to come back obviously because we weren't like US
because you have to
permanent
refresh your
residents.
visa. Or
So
something,
then we had to refresh our visa. And then my dad was applying for a green card, which took so long. But then we moved from Miami to California. Like we were in Los Angeles. We moved to Los Angeles.
Holy cow.
And we actually bought a house there.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
We own a house in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you got kicked out the first
And
day.
then, yeah, we bought the house right before we were about to leave for back to China.
Yeah.
So because my dad wanted us to move there so bad, but like I was like, no,
They
let's
lived
stay
there for a
in
day.
Miami.
They lived there for a day
Yeah,
and
we
they got kicked out from the US.
For day, I remember that exact day. We got like Five Guys burgers, bro. It was so good there.
And then they got kicked out
Yeah,
from the US.
and then we went back to China for the summer because that was like right at the end of the school year. And that day we were like visiting schools like stuff so that I could start my new school. And then when we went back, that's like grade 5, September. We got kicked. Our visa complications. We got kicked out. We weren't allowed back into the US. So
You still own the property though?
yeah, we
Yeah.
still own that property.
This still happens. Oh wait,
So what
it
is
didn't,
it?
it didn't
You
get burned by the fire.
do you
either.
use it for rent or what do you?
Yeah,
you have
I
it
think
to
my
this
dad's
day?
renting.
Yeah, they have it to this day.
And it's pretty big. It's actually pretty big house.
Yeah.
California house, that's good asset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it didn't get burned by the fire.
Yeah, it didn't
It's
get burned by
pretty
the fire.
strong.
Was it close though?
Nah, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't that close, but like it was
Could
kind
have,
of.
It
yeah.
could have happened.
But I think there was a river in the way that blocked the California.
If you vibe with this combo, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that sub button. We'll catch you next time on Different Walks, Different Talks.